Hello gamers. So this video is going to be like a follow-up to the April Fool's video I just put out, which is lost and unused features in GD. So this was a really weird one because I said that most of the facts were fake, but in reality, a lot of the stuff I said was actually true, or at least half true, and then I would just like build a lie on top of it. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of run through all the facts in the video and explain which ones were real, which ones were completely made up, which ones were kind of a mix of the two. I think the video is fine. I still think 150th Secret Coin was like one of the best videos I've ever put out, so it definitely doesn't top that. But for this year, I didn't want to just like copy an old idea that I already did. Like I easily could have just made another video in a year of click. So I took the not my hardcore interest in X years since 2. That's just GD World. I use a lot of GD World footage in the video. I don't know why. Okay, so for unused objects, most of this section is true. And also this is an actual script I wrote to get every unused object in the game. Well, not unused, like unlisted, the ones that don't appear in the build tab. So like those saw blades can't be colored. Those are the old color triggers. I think I explained it in the video. It's not really too exciting. There's not like mysterious hidden things. All the weird stuff I went over in the video already.
And some objects like these ones just had their outlines removed.
I actually don't think they had their outlines removed, because I think you could still place the ones without outlines back in like 1.9. I may be wrong, I think. But it makes sense to remove them because you could just put the outlines on top of it.
Object ID 34 looks like a start position.
Okay, so that start position, that is a real object in the game. This was not fake in the slightest. There actually is a start position that just kills you when you touch it. There's nothing made up about that. Similarly, this next one with the transition, same deal. It's completely real. Those two objects are like the most popular unlisted objects. Next is the teleport portal. This one's also real. Not much to say here. Object 37 is a little thing that appears on top of those pulsing things. That is also real, but you can't just place it on its own. And then we get to the first fake fact of the video, which is what I say after this, and it's that
designs. There's also a few unused ones in the game.
Okay, so that's the first like completely made up fact of the video, and I think I just did that because I wanted to start the first fake fact with something that's like built completely on top of something that
What's up guys, RedFlyer here, back with another video. Today I'm here with a tutorial for you guys on how to put your live YouTube chat into your live streams using OBS Studio. And I've kind of a wank setup here because I'm recording this with the old legacy OBS. Chat has popped out right here and you have a link at the top. So you have to copy this link, just Control C or right click and copy. And then you can close out of that, move this over. And then you do not want tutorial chat and press OK. And then you do not want to make it a local file because it is not a local file. It's actually going to be the link that you just copied right there. There it is. That is your chat.
that's real. So like everyone knows about these 3 designs. You've all played the main levels, at least I hope. So then I just kind of randomly go, yeah, there's also 2 more, and this one is 100% meant to be a Mogus. That is completely intentional.
Files. Object 915 looks like the old line color trigger.
915 is a line color trigger. I don't know if it's the line color trigger, but it is a line color trigger. Probably, I'm not really sure why that's there. It functions like a line color trigger, so it probably has some purpose.
But passing it will just...
It does not crash the game. Here I just placed a move trigger with a really high ID, and that's like the most popular way of crashing a level.
The next time you load the level, it'll just be blank, which usually means the game...
I was originally going to say that your whole save file gets wiped, but that felt a little too crazy for the start of the video, so I just went with the level being reset.
Object 44 is the practice mode checkpoint, and...
Practice mode checkpoint is indeed Object 44. That one is real, but you can't just place it in a level similar to the pulsing object one. Here I just recorded 2 clips, and then I edited them together to look like I'm respawning at a checkpoint. As for the checkpoint I respawn at, so here I actually used Mega Hack to place that checkpoint, because you can like teleport your player to whatever coordinates you want. So I placed it in that very, very round position, so it's like right on a square, so it looks like it was placed. That's the thing I like about this video. There's a lot of like very, very subtle details that no one would even think to notice, but they just work. So yeah, here I just edited 2 clips together and I made sure the attempts lined up.
Object 142 is the secret coin.
142 is the secret coin. That is very true. And sure enough, it doesn't work when you load a level. As soon as you try to load a level with a real coin in it, it just disappears.
If you use hacks to get around this, the coin will be tinted.
I have not tried using hacks to get around this. I assume it'll just put the secret coin there, but in this case, I just used a texture pack and did this over the user coin, obviously. I mean, it's like a very short bit, so I didn't bother like showing actual gameplay footage or anything. That would not be worth the effort. Okay, so part 1 was definitely the longest fact in the video. I don't know why I dragged that one on for so long. Honestly, I think that was just me sharing facts that I was genuinely interested by. Most of the stuff that I discovered, like practice mode checkpoint and pulsing objects, those were discovered by Wiley, who I kind of worked hand in hand with for this video. You'll see he helped a lot. And I don't know, I think I just want to share those facts with people.
0.0 release of Geometry Dash. By reverse engineering.
So here, this is a real screenshot. Wiley got it. He does a lot of reverse engineering. And I said that it shows some signs of levels that came out after 1.0. And yeah, that is indeed the case. These were in the files for 1.0. There's also this level, which is, this is the actual placeholder level for those levels. I'll put the ID for the full thing on the screen. I think Wiley uploaded that as well. That is genuinely interesting. You'll notice I didn't put the ID in the video. I was going to, but I didn't want it to get flooded with comments saying, oh my god, I can't believe this is fake. Because this is the actual placeholder level that was used in 1.0. At least, we're like 99% sure it is. So this Newgrounds thread, this is real. RobTop was indeed asking artists, and I found that very cool. And you actually had artists responding and saying like, hey, how about my song Polargeist? I could edit it a little if you want. Here's Stereo Madness. This blew my mind to see. This was back in 2013. I always assumed that RobTop was like reaching out to these artists, but it was actually the other way around. They're like, hey, I would love if you could use this song. I think that's super cool. Here's Bass After Bass and another DJ VI song, which did not end up getting used.
One post by RobTop showed.
This is where it gets fake. Here I just pulled out Inspect Element and started making stuff up. You'll see he lists every official level in order all the way up to Theory of Everything.
Exactly.
I even threw in some Newgrounds slang like please PM me, which I only knew because I saw it in some other posts. I'm not like a Newgrounds forum frequent.
Game, and many future levels.
Here's Waterflame saying Geometrical Dominator again. This is all completely made up. I love this one. It's Dex Arson listing all of the GD World levels, preferably in that order, because these are all the songs that are used in GD World. You also notice I even got like their Newgrounds signatures and stuff, so that was fun. Next fact, yeah, if you die too many times, you'll see these messages pop up. I'm probably just going to skip over this one because there really isn't much to say. I just made up a bunch of fake lines for each level. I think the one thing that's worth mentioning is that Theory of Everything, I call it the Bird Game mode. That's because it was originally called the Bird. If you look in the game files, you'll even see it's still called the Bird there. These are screenshots made by Wiley. It's like fake code evidence. You'll see a lot of that in the video. Whenever I needed some sort of like convincing code evidence, I would just tell Wiley to do it because it looks real, because this is what it would have actually looked like if you reverse engineered it. And also when I say this is the dual help, that's a reference to like the triggers in the editor that don't have their help filled out. And as a lot of players know, Dart is the original name for the wave. It still is in the game files. It was called the Dart in 2.0, but by 2.0.1 it was renamed to the Wave because that's what everyone in the community called it. Okay, this one is completely made up, and I think you could tell exactly why I put this one in the video. The entire thing is just throwing shade at those people who use that really awful texture pack that just blacks out all the buttons. I think it's called like SSOH or something like that, but I think it's called like SSOH or something, texture pack that just blacks out all the buttons. I shade at those people who use that really awful texture pack that just blacks out all that, but such an absurdly stupid texture pack. So you know what? I'm gonna bully them in the video, and I feel no shame doing it. Also, to make this sprite sheet, I just ran it through a threshold filter, so it would just be black and white, and then from there I filled in all the buttons. It actually took a little bit, but I was just like watching videos on the other monitor, so it wasn't bad at all.
The mysterious screenshot hosted on the site was leaked.
I love this one. This is completely just a reference to let me pull it up. Okay, yeah, here. In the files for New Super Mario Bros, there's a fully coded enemy called Scrupulous Fingor. You can see they look pretty similar. I love Scrupulous Fingor. I think everyone loves him. And so this was basically me copying what was written here word for word. This is fake. This is also fake. This account is fake. Should give this a like, by the way. Yeah, you can see it even says when asked about the enemy, Miyamoto disregarded the question, seeming unusually upset. That's exactly what I said here. And I'm glad a lot of people caught on to this reference, because I didn't expect anyone to get it. I'm glad people did. The actual art here was done by Radley. If you don't know him, he's made a lot of cool custom icons. I think some are coming in 2.2. He's a cool artist. I like him. Oh yeah, another thing I should probably talk about is the music. So I'm absolutely terrible at putting music in my videos. I feel like the perfect background song for my videos is Sans from Undertale, the one that just goes bum, 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 bum. It's just perfect background music. And similarly, Undertale, the one that just goes bum, 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 bum. It's just perfect background music. And similarly, I think March of the Spoons, which is the one right now, the community shop music, is also really good. So I just spend most of my time trying to find songs that give off that same vibe. So that led to like Scarlet Forest from Deltarune, or like Let's Get Together from Omori. And you'll notice I kind of reuse the same songs in every video because it's hard to find new ones, but you know what? Whatever.
Evidence in the code of a really interesting use for it.
There really isn't much to say about the War Games one. That one is also completely fake. But the inspiration for this one came from a community post where I asked if anyone had any fake facts for the game. It was a members only post because I want to give at least like some value to people's memberships. I don't want people to become a channel member and then I'm just dead silent. So every now and then I'll update them with like what I'm working on. So someone recommended like, hey, what if you pretended that in the More Games button you could actually play the levels? And I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then I built off of this and came up with this idea of like getting kicked off after getting 50% or only being able to play the first two. You'll notice that only like the first two levels are here. There's no airborne robots, and I like how this one came out. Also, this screenshot was supposed to be more detailed, but I used the wrong one Wiley sent me. Whatever.
Maybe I'm just biased because I really, really like the 7 Seas.
I love the 7 Seas. It's my favorite official level, hands down. It is so fun to play, and the music slaps.
Another thing removed in 2.11 was a setting known as ultra low detail mode.
Yeah, this one's also fake. I'm not sure where I was going with this one. I think I was just low on ideas and needed a few more to pad out the video. It's basically just me saying like, yo, yeah, it just removes every object that would be tagged as a decoration. It's very obvious how I filmed this footage. I just went into the editor and removed every decoration. I even show exactly how I do it here. The thing that's really funny though is that I accidentally still had the texture pack on that converts user coins into blue coins. I actually love the fact that this blue coin is still here because it makes the whole video so much more consistent. Because earlier in the video I said, oh, if you remove hacks, then the coins will be blue. And here you can actually see that again. So it looks like I'm in the official level editing it. And I completely did not intend to do that. I totally forgot I had the pack on, but it flows so well and I love it.
You're probably familiar with the dialogue in Geometry Dash, but in the code there's actually a few lines that went unused.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. This idea came from two specific motives. Number one, I wanted to dust off and reuse that dialogue box hack from last year's April Fool's video. I love making custom dialogue boxes, so you know what? Let's make custom dialogue boxes. And number two, I don't know. I just want Scratch and Popboar to do the funny. So you know what, I did that. So the monster here just kind of says some vague stuff. I think I was kind of basing this one off of like the Firebird unlock where the guy says, oh, you can't play this level yet. Same general idea. I just wanted to start with something that seems pretty convincing. So you know what, why not? Okay, this one's funny because I was looking at the policy for the Google Play Store and it specifically says that you're not allowed to bribe people to rate your game, which was why GD Lite was taken off the Google Play Store for a few days, which is what caused the 2.2 leak. But what's so funny is where he says 10% off all shop purchases, that's the exact example they give in the Google Play Store terms of service. If you look in the TOS, it literally says like, here, you can see it under here in like user ratings and reviews. If you look at examples, it's literally like, hey, for a limited time, we'll be offering a 10% discount on all transactions if you rate our app 5 stars. And that's basically what I did here. I like this. If you rate our app 5 stars, and that's basically what I did here. I like that idea a lot, so I just threw it in.
Why are you running so fast?
Again, this is just me wanting to put in very generic lines so it seems more convincing. And in this case, I'm like, what is this? Some kind of Geometry Dash? You know what? That's funny. So I kept it in. In this case, I treated them as if they were vault responses, but you'll notice the text is colored. So that's kind of a inconsistency, but whatever.
Leap off the beaten path and enter the abyss.
Okay, this is yet another example of me trying to make all the previous ones sound convincing as like a setup for the big Scratch and Popboar one. In this case, I'm saying, oh, the second key actually was supposed to be unlocked by this. You leap off a rainbow level, which is Geometrical Dominator. My vision is like there's a secret path in the level where you jump off the rainbow part and then you have to go through a little challenge and then it sticks you back on the level as normal, but you get a key. Something like that. I don't know. Cute little idea.
In the
so
shop,
then we get to the community shop one, which is like where I went absolutely crazy. I don't know why I wrote this. I don't know how I wrote this, but I wrote this, and it's just Scratch and Popboar falling in love with each other. And then I kind of pretend that like Rob Top got really, really drunk while he was writing this, and he never finished this, or he just thought it was too ridiculous to finish, probably the latter. I don't know. Fun idea.
Back in December 2019, Geometry Dash Lite was temporarily updated with some...
all this footage I recorded myself. I got the original 2.2 leak APK, not any of like the edited ones. So this one doesn't have like the unlocked editor or anything. This is the exact same one that was on the Play Store. I needed to get some footage of new stuff. There's not really that much new stuff other than the editor. So I just recorded myself like getting the new Twitch icon because that's like the one new thing I could think of. There's also the swing in the main menu, obviously, so I got some footage of that as well. Firebird, they said just pulled a screenshot from Google, that's why it's so low quality.
And it's the fact that RobTop actually went back and made small tweaks and adjustments to the existing official levels.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of the video, because if you still think it's real, you're hit with like so many disappointing announcements.
I tried to take note of as many
So,
changes
for example, here in
as I
Club
could,
Step,
but
you can see that like this part was totally nerfed, so it's not a troll anymore. And here, another troll was removed. That was kind of the theme I did with Club Step, since it's normally a very troll-filled level.
Beast After Bass and Electrodynamics had their missing spikes.
Again, starting with very convincing things. RobTop would go back and fix these. I mean, he hasn't, but no one would be surprised if at some point he filled in those missing spikes. If you check the level, you'll see normally those aren't there. There's just missing spikes. I'm sure most people know this. Some people might have not have paid attention, but once you notice it, you will not be able to unsee it.
Hexagon Force had its first dual part adjusted a little bit.
Again, starting with convincing ones. In this case, many people hate this first duel. I know I do. Apparently it's not that hard. You just have to click in sync with the music. So you actually click to like da 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 da, and then you get through fine. But here I just replaced like one of the spots with a jump pad.
A little bit.
And then this ship transition's kind of rough. You can see that the icon on the top